Welcome back to KJ Knows Best. Guys, we are doing a call-in segment here, and we actually have one of our captains on the phone who has joined the show live. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sam Leon to the show. Sam, how are you? How are we doing? We are 18 days away from the BMI. Thank you for joining the show. Before you get to anything that you might want to say, I'd like for you to have the time here on the table to ask Chairman Andy about anything regarding that mysterious text that was sent out or posted on the BPGA page.
Oh,
Go
wow.
ahead.
Was not expecting this. This is really uncomfortable. I mean, my question is, we all know it was fake. We know it was a poor attempt to sow discord among my team. It didn't work. We are strong. I just want to know what kind of punishments there are for that kind of behavior.
Sam? Chairman
Yeah?
Andy here. Chairman Andy here.
Oh.
We are
Hey, Chairman.
we're still doing our investigation, but as of this time, Billy has been fired.
Good. So there is justice in this world.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not happy about it either. I mean, my name was associated with that fake news, and just, it was a long time coming. Billy's kind of worn his welcome out at the BMI, and we're excited to move forward without him. We promoted his assistant, Parker DuPont, to a full-time acting intern, and we really think that Parker's got some really good things, in plan for the BMI. And, I mean, Billy, he was our intern for, probably 3.5, 4 years, and did a really good job for us when he was, coherent. And like I said, all good things must come to an end. We're not saying, it's goodbye forever, but it's definitely goodbye for now.
Oh. Well, now I kind of feel bad. I hope he lands on his feet. An apology would have been acceptable, but I'm glad to hear that you took matters into your own hands.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it is that we're still investigating. We know Billy was a part of it. I'm not really sure who the other third party was, but for whatever reason, the Kings of Sleon seem to be a mass target for, a disinformation campaign, and I'm not really sure where that stems from. So investigation ongoing, but we'll get to the bottom of it.
Sam, obviously we just had the tea time draft party this last Friday night. Curious your thoughts about going first. I saw you in the group text say that you don't mind it. However, those first tee nerves can get the best of anyone, really. So, is there anything that you would have changed, or more importantly, for the sports book? I think a lot of people are fed up that now the first tee shot is, I guess, going to be waved off the board. Is that true?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's the one unfortunate thing about the tee time. I personally don't mind going first. As you guys recall, I'm no stranger to being the first off the tee. 2 years ago, went first when I was playing with Captain Mark Harris. Sliced it right, way out of bounds. So the bar has been set very low for when I stepped into the tee box this year. But yeah, now I'm talking about the sports book. It is unfortunate. I know everyone was really hyped last year when Parker DuPont stepped up and hit a rocket that just went, right outside the fairway. A lot of money was hanging in the balance then. Unfortunate that we can't have that bet this year, but I just don't want to have any unnecessary thoughts about losing money based on where my first tee shot goes. I'm sure you can understand.
Yeah, totally. So far, what can you tell us about the book? Do you see odds adjusting? Any teams that you think are ultimately going to be moved in the next day or so, and maybe what is what's the most exciting bet that you're looking to see what happens about?
Yeah, surprisingly, no action yet on a couple teams that I'm thinking off the top of my head. My team, Kings of Sleon. No one betting them. Wally Wonka no money there yet. I know some of the members of their team have been upset about their odds and them being the favorite. I've since adjusted that and still have got no action. And then the Dementors, no money on them yet. So we are heavy right now on WAP, and we had another whale bet come in on Patty B's team that I can think of. I think other than that, we're pretty split on whether or not there'll be a playoff and if the team leading after round one will end up winning the whole thing.
WAP is going to win and break Vegas. It's going to be so sad.
Yeah, that is my big liability right now.
It's legit going to ruin everything when WAP wins.
Hey, Sam, question about you were kind of in that same draft position as Joey was. The draft was pretty much just kind of told to you what you were going to do. The only real decision you had to make, I guess, at that point was choosing, Flo over, a couple other participants. What was the thought process there?
Yeah, I mean, it was a kind of a chalky draft. It ended up going how I expected it to. I think, the narrative, I'm all about the narrative when it comes to the BMI. And I feel like one of the big ones is, can Butters come through and do it? Obviously, basically the number one player in the field this year, number one draft pick, could have gone one or two, but I thought he was the number one. But personally, I think for our team, the person with the most to show this year is Gordy. I mean, never really thought that he would fall to me. I think he ended up going round 3. I picked Flo ahead of him, although, interchangeable there. So I really want to go out there, perform well for Gordy, let him show all the haters and show all the teams who passed on him that they've made a big mistake.
Do you think it's a failure if you guys do not win this year? You personally as a captain, and what your other, teammates will think?
Yeah, personally, this is year 3 for me playing with the number 1 ranked player in the field. 2 years with Adam Potter, this year with Butters. And for me, I had a mixed performance last year. I think everyone knows round 1, I was roundly mocked by the entire field behind my back. I don't think we used many of my shots that whole first day. But I came back round 2 and put in a really good performance. I think outperformed Colin Elias even. I don't even think he could dispute that. So, yeah, I do think that personally it would be a failure, but, other teams can go out and play out of their minds. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be lastly unless these guys have anything, but I mean, how is your game looking? I know you just had, your son who was born not too long ago. So congratulations from, all of us here at the BMI and the BPGA. That's awesome. But I also know as a father of 2, what that kind of commitment is. So I'm sure you're probably not as ready as you'd like to be, but again, you have a very, solid team around you. So how's your game, and how is the team's thoughts on everything kind of coming down to the last little bit here? Everyone comfortable, confident?
First off, thank you, BPGA. Thank you for everyone, BMI out there. Yes, had a baby about 6 weeks ago. He's doing great. A lot of long nights. Have not been able to get out on the golf course much. Played one rounded 9 a couple weeks ago on my local executive course. How I love those. And it wasn't great, to be honest. Not very confident where my game is right now. Feeling good about my putting and, my chipping, but I don't think we'll be chipping that much. So, I am relying heavily on my teammates to pick up the slack this year, and I'm going to be coming in pretty cold. Maybe hit the range once next week before I get on the plane. But I know my team, they've been practicing, they've been playing. I know Flo has really taken it upon himself to get out there and prove the haters wrong, of which there are many. I think they played a round today, a scramble round together, and they played pretty well. I know Butters had a solo eagle on a par 5, which gives me a lot of confidence that he's going to be able to put us on his shoulders. So, I think round 1 we may come out a little bumpy, but we'll get our legs under us as those holes pass us by.
One more from me. Do you see a big difference in score change from last year to this year? Total score, total winning score, and what is it for you?
What's the winning score? That's the question. I mean, I think we're looking at somewhere in the 17 under range. I would say. I've thought about this because eventually I'll probably put it down in the sports book as a bet. But I'm thinking 16 or 17 under.
I'm actually glad you just alluded to that. Any other bets that might be added between now and the BMI, or is it going to stay the exact same?
We've thought about a few total birdies, total bogeys. I think total bogeys is a pretty good one. Probably something like 1.5 over under. Probably for round 1 only when everyone's in contention. Just because team gets out of contention, wouldn't want them to blow it if they had some money on the line there. So I'm thinking about a few. I'm open to suggestions. Still waiting for 06 to put down some bets. I don't even think they've opened up the spreadsheet yet.
Is this still Taco? Hello?
Hey, Shark, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, sorry, wrong number. They're very close.
Well, Sam, that is it for me. I will let Corey have an ending question. Obviously, Chairman can step in whenever he wants as well. But thanks so much for coming on, man. We will maybe we'll welcome you back on in the last week and a half here, 2 weeks. But thanks for hopping on. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do for the BPGA.
Yeah, Sam, and the last question of the day is going to be Mary Duck Kill, your teammates.
Man, Duck, Gordy, Kill, Flo, Mary Butters.
Perfect.
Whoa.
That's some spin zones.
We'll see. Ask me again after we play.
There you go. Well, thanks for joining, Sam. We appreciate it. And Andy, you got anything to end on?
Good luck this year, Captain Sally. We look forward to seeing you on the bluff as always, and stay safe, brother.
Thank you. Talk soon.
And as you heard, we actually have another call-in user, participant, Mark the Shark O'Leary. Mark, how's it going? Welcome to KJ Knows Best. KJ, take over and talk to our teammate.
Talk to Mark. I actually enjoyed hearing what you had to say, but Shark, I'm glad you called in. I'm now surrounded by, I guess, piss bags for Pawpaw. I heard a nice rumor today that you shot a very nice score wherever you played at 85. Is that correct?
I don't. Let's start off first with me apologizing about last year. I think we need to talk about that first.
Okay.
Like
Well,
a little bit out.
You go expand on that. What do you have to apologize for?
I don't know. I think I was drunk when I called in or something. Shocker. And I think I offended you. And then that kind of I don't know. I just, I felt like it hurt our relationship. I just hope we can make that better. And then we had the P Cup where the whole anal thing came about,
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. I actually thought you were brilliant on the last year's show. I'm glad you called in. Never not too drunk to get on this show. We have been
stick around.
We've known a ton or two before when we've gotten around the studio, and pass the ball around. So no big deal. Why don't you tell me about this year's team? I mean, what do you think about these guys that are on the call? I mean, you got the chairman, Davis. I don't know if you've ever played with Andy. Corey, I feel like, I mean, you know Corey just from your Athens days, and you might have played with him before, but guys got to like your chances. You feel like you guys are pretty deep and rounding out really nicely leading up to BMI.
Yeah. I mean, I think Andy and Tripp had a good day last week. Today was a good day. Hit the ball well. Confirmed, did shoot an 85. Left some opportunities out there, but I'm hitting the ball good right now. I'm really excited to get down to the bluff.
Yeah.
Mark, why do you think you haven't gotten it done yet with a green jacket? What has stopped you? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last year, I'll be honest, I think, I thought we were the favorites going in last year. We just didn't perform. I mean, we were a good team, but hell, at the end of the day, Flows couldn't get it done. It's just, I don't know, it's tough. The year before that, me and Joey G just got after it, and that's always a bad thing when you pair us two up, which today we went after it in a good way. I'm sure you guys all heard. Both of us played stellar golf, especially on 18, where we both managed to 3-putt to tie for the first tee round. But, I mean, let's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. But, I haven't been able to get it done. But I feel really good about this year. I'm coming in hot. Like, my back feels good. The back's better than it's ever been. Let's just hope that Ron's wedding next week, I don't break down too many moves and pull something. But, that's always a possibility. And then, anytime you got the lefties out there, me and Murph are playing good golf right now. Really good golf. And let's be real here. The course knowledge of Andy and just the pure girth of Tripp, this is going to be a team to reckon with.
Is it safe to say that maybe this is one of your, most favorite teams you've been on?
I mean, they've all been my favorites. I won't lie. This is a good group of gentlemen in this tournament. So any team that I'm on, we're going to have a good time. So don't try to fuck me up with one of those questions.
Well, Shark, I'm excited to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you, I guess, since last year's P Cup. But I mean, you've got to be a little worried about everyone getting down and not seeing each other. And you know what happens when that occurs? A lot of drinks, a lot of stuff. It's very stuffy out. I don't know if you've been outside. You were outside today. Conditions are very, very tough. What is your plan of action?
I mean, I won't lie, man. I feel like, I don't know, I've had a couple nightmares about some lot lizards, and I feel like they're going to be out in full force this year. Like, I'm talking right off the exit, just waiting for a ride, right down into the bluff. I'm excited. I think someone's going to black out. There may be some windshields that are smashed. I mean, and we got Bo. And I don't know if you guys heard, but Bo slept on the hood of his car in Green Bay in his underwear and tube socks. So that's going to be electric because, I mean, let's face it, the bluff and Green Bay probably very similar.
Correct. Yeah, it's the best underrated story of the whole weekend. Whoever it is, maybe multiple people, but someone's going to get their shit rocked, and you just got to wait to see who it is, and whether it's food related or whether it's alcohol consumption. Could be the heat this year. Who knows? Could be after the hot fettuccine alfredo that we eat after Friday night's round. You never know.
Dude, now some Friday night feta could be dangerous. Is Diddy going to be there? Is that confirmed? I saw he dyed his hair, so I didn't know if that played a role in like his ability to come down to golf. But he's got some good content going too. Is he going to be there?
Yes, I mean, to my knowledge, unless you have heard anything, Parker will be there. Parker is primed and ready. He might not be practicing and golfing, but that's nothing new. He claims that his team is ready. I think we all know that they're pretty banged up, so we'll see what happens. But Parker will be ready to give it an absolute 110% of himself the entire weekend. You're going to get that from P-Man, and I can't wait to see you guys personally get together because I know it's always a fun time.
Oh yeah, and hey, let me ask you this. I mean, I think this is my fourth BMI, and injuries just seem to be compounding. Can we comment on that, or like, do we need to get a personal trainer for the group? I've heard Colin's got some fucked up shit going on with him. Obviously, Pika's down. Our Girth King was in a car accident way back when that has now triggered his back spasms. There's just a lot of issues. So, like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, some of that obviously you can't blame age, but yeah, it just so happens every time around the BMI, someone pulls something, there's some kind of freak accident. You got to think one of these years it's really gonna obviously come down and to someone missing the BMI, and then we're really going to be SOL. I mean, I can't believe it hasn't happened, to be honest with you. And I mean, not to my knowledge, but I feel like everyone has at least been 75-80% going down there. Sounds like this year might not be the case. But yeah, I mean, knock on wood for me. I'm trying to, not find any kind of curbs or anything. I want to stay on flat land and make sure I can get down in there in one piece. So.
Yeah, no, I mean that's smart. That's smart. How do you feel about your team? That's another hot take I'd like to hear.
I love my team. Love my team. Never played with Paul or Connor. We know what they bring. Paul's probably playing his best golf in a very long time. But also never played with Cuddy. We've had a practice round, and I get the noise about Cuddy in the BMI and just in BPGA in general. I mean, he's one of the forgotten swings in this whole draft year after year, and I hope we can make everyone pay for that. Very impressed with him. You're going to get with Connor, one of the more consistent players on tour, and I think if Paul and I play our game like we need to play, we're going to be around on Saturday afternoon. So very, very excited to get down there, and I know they are as well. So
yeah, I mean, any concern about alcohol intake for Cut?
I think we we were paired up last in P Cup, so we saw, not everyone saw how that went down with the tee box. I mean, the 5 a.m.er late to the course, hair everywhere, hair everywhere. It wasn't a good look. However,
No.
some people can just get there and do it. And I think Brian is that type of man. He's our John Daly. So if he chooses to have a few extras,
he's your John Daly.
Well, I mean, look, he's clearly not phased that much. I mean, he almost took Corey. I mean, Corey beat him in the last 2 holes of that round, and you would think the way he looked, the way he showed up. I mean, that match is done instantly. But he managed to hang around, and then hey, to each their own. I don't want to. It doesn't need to be any kind of babysitting. However, I think Connor is
Okay.
a good person for that. I think he managed Cuddy's intake last year, and obviously it worked out. So I have zero concern.
Okay.
Zero concern.
So you admit that your team will need babysitting?
Yeah.
No?
Well, I don't think we need babysitters, but I think obviously there comes a time, there comes a hard stoppage time in that 1 o'clock hour, and we have late tea time, so it's not like we have to get up at the crack of dawn. But again, some people are just not fazed by it like others. Like, I mean, I would need to drink 3 gallons of water the next day to try to get it out on the first tee. I don't think Cuddy's that way. In fact, I don't think he needs more than maybe a Diet Coke or an actual drink for the first tee to get him back to where he needs to be. And, maybe we'll have him on and we'll ask him, but no concern for me.
Yeah, no. I just feel like you're a close second behind him be concerned about. So I don't know. Just feel like
Good
half
point.
the team's a wild card. Could get interesting. You know, Connor doesn't want to
Yeah.
babysit, but if you and Cuts are going to put him in that position, then you know that's on y'all. Because clearly you mentioned his name and said, you know, if there was to be a babysitter, it would be Connor. That tells me that you have a feeling there will be a babysitter, and you've already set one up. So hopefully it's a good hourly rate.
I think every team has that. As far as my concern, there shouldn't be any concern. There's been four BMIs in the bluff. Never let alcohol get the better of me, at least not until Saturday night. So you know, it's a business trip for a lot of teams. Now, some participants, you know, some participants, it's, you know, hey, we're all friends and that's great. But I think this tournament is quickly, if not has changed to ultimately what I want it to be. Sorry, I'm laughing. I see the chairman. He's putting some hot sauce on. Looks like some dinner, so that's why I'm giggling here. But
Is it
yeah,
Del
Shark.
Taco?
Thanks for questions. What is it?
Is it Del Taco?
No, I don't think it's Del Taco. It's not Arby's either.
It's pasta.
Wow.
It's buttered noodles with hot sauce.
Love that. Love that. God, this is an electric group.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. I think I'm going to let Corey end with the final question. Maybe you've already heard of it because Sam was on, so I'll let him go with it.
Yeah, Shark. Like to always end the episodes with the same question, so we're gonna end it with Mary Duck Kill your teammates.
Oh. Mary Duck Kill. Okay. Well, me and Murph go back, so we'll get married. That would only make sense. If I'm gonna fuck either two of you, this is a tough one. Oof. I can't choose between the power bottom or the boy on top. I'm gonna fuck the power bottom Trip C.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna kill Andy, but only because after I kill him, I'm also gonna fuck him. So,
Oh,
all
fuck you
around
so
win.
good, baby.
That's such a
all around win. So, hey, look, I appreciate you guys having me on. I think, according to DoorDash, the Del Taco will be here in about 13 minutes. So that's a win too.
Eat boy.
You would be
I'm
a Del
eat.
Taco man. You would be a Del Taco man. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you know what's good about Del Taco? You can get a burger, you can get chicken fingers, you can get a burrito, you can get fries, you can get a taco. I mean, Jesus, I don't know how they're not one of our sponsors. I'll ask them though, because they've been here a lot lately. I won't lie.
I'll have you and Parker on exclusively for a fast food episode here before BMI.
Love that. I'd be honored. Hey, boys, appreciate you having me on. Enjoy the night. Yeah, can't wait to hear the rest of this. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you in the bluff.
Thanks, Shark.
Thanks,
Take
Shark.
care.
And that concludes episode 2 with Sam Leon, Mark O'Leary. Any ending thoughts from KJ or the commissioner about that call?
Man, Shark is such a legend, dude. I mean, nobody goes harder than Shark O'Leary. I love the guy, but I'm worried his lifestyle might catch up to him one day. It's not today, but one day.
I mean, I'm a little worried for your team just because I know. I mean, Andy can hang. Andy can get loose. You got Shark and Chairman Davis together down on the bluff. 2 days for 18 holes. Things can get a little sideways. Could be night.
We're gonna be ripping. We're gonna be banging. We're gonna be sipping. But it's all in good fun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could be getting drunk because there's a lot of birdies made. I think your team is. I'll say this. I think your team is. Ever since the draft has happened, I think your stock has probably risen the most in my eyes.
Whoa.
That's personally. I had you guys 6th to 7th, right after the draft. Since I'm moving you up the board. Not sure how far, but you're moving up the board. You're moving up my board. So
Love
yeah,
that.
great episode, great idea. Producer Corey, as always. Having people call in. We heard from a captain, and we heard from a very lovable call-in participant, Mark Shark O'Leary. So awesome. Well, we'll see you guys next time. KJ knows best. Have a
Love you
good night.
guys. Love you guys.